Good morning, music makers. How y'all doing out there? I hope everything is okay. Hope you guys are lining up the gigs, staying busy with gigs, soothing souls, and putting smile on people's faces for a couple hours. Let them forget about the bullshit of clusterfuck 23. I don't mean to get political sometimes, but the problem is you can't. I don't care who you are, you can't ignore the fact that we're all getting scammed and we're all getting, it's like everything, the prices have skyrocketed, has never jumped up like this in 40 years. So it just shows you that we got a fucking fugazi in office. But and this is not a political thing. I'm not going to get into it or anything. But the fact of the matter is, there's inflation going on. Gas, food, utilities, rent. It's just sickening out there, and it's sad. And people wonder why there's a epidemic in homelessness. Duh. Really? Well, you're gouging everybody. You're scamming everybody. And so, and it's all comes down to leadership. And this is the worst it's been in a long, long time. It's so funny. Before this administration, we were on a roll, building the wall up, securing our country. It's crazy. Anyways, enough of that. No more politics. Because I respect anybody. That's what's beautiful about our country. We can believe anything we want. Our faith you can believe your faith can be anything you want, and it's all good. We just have to respect each other. That's all. And that's that. So that's the end of this vlog. So take care. Bye then. Just kidding. Anyway, so what I wanted to just touch base on, I got a lot of compliments on, or a lot of comments on, you guys want to hear about my updates and stuff like that. I'm going to get more deeper into my updates, but the bottom line is I got a new gig that worked out for me at a wonderful restaurant here on the shore. I've actually been there before. Me and Kim knocked on their door, and we got the cold shoulder. But in time, I met some amazing musicians here, some just amazing music makers, and one of them is a couple, and they call themselves Duke and Peg. Yeah, I guess that's. And they are a duet, and they are so damn unique and so talented. And she sits down and plays the cello. And so they do songs like Cashmere and stuff like that with that cello and the strings. And he does more of the country rock, outlaw kind of stuff, and just good old classic rock. I love his choice of song. And they're just good people. They're good people. They don't, what I like really, probably most I like about them is the fact that they leave their egos at the door. They just enjoy what they do, and they're so special. And I'm so fortunate. Me and Kim are so fortunate enough to be friends with them, and they stay busy around there, and they're well known in this region. So, long story short, that place on the lake, this restaurant, I was pretty much shut down and pretty much got the cold shoulder. But that stuff doesn't hurt me. I brush the dust off my sandals and I keep stepping. That's all you do. If you're not getting the response you want, just keep stepping. Now, sometimes you feel like you need to go back, and I've done that with them. And when I did go back to follow up in spring, like he asked me to, he gave me the cold shoulder, and that was it. But hey, a lot of venues, it's nothing new and different. A lot of these venues out there are locked in on their residency. In other words, they don't rotate anybody. Except for the people that the two or three artists, music makers that they have, they keep those guys going, right? So, and they don't let anybody else. Hang on, there's a damn airplane, helicopter. Looks like a Huey too. That reminds me when I was back in Vietnam. Just kidding. Not quite that old. Although they did make me register for the draft during Vietnam in 1975, but I think 75 is officially when Vietnam ended. But it did scare the shit out of me because I was just in high school. Anyway, so where was I? So, oh yeah, so when you guys go to these venues, just make sure, you feel it out and you go by your gut instinct. If you get a good vibe and you like the vibe of the place, then pursue it and see if you could bug these people and get in there and it'll happen if you really want to get in. But I'm a little, my patience aren't the best, so I just, if they're not responsive to me and they've given me the cold shoulder a couple times, I just move on. I don't want to waste any more oxygen. Life is too short. So I just move on. But ironically, this couple I was telling you about, they're major music makers up here. They play all the clubs and everything up here, and they adore me. And obviously, I adore them. I just think it's so unique on what they're doing. He plays acoustic, and they do a little bit of harmonies, and she plays the cello, and she works that cello in on all the songs, classic rock songs, and it sounds bitchin'. I'm not gonna lie, it sounds pretty freaking cool, because it's almost like she's doing the bass almost. Anyway, so they actually referred me to these guys because I guess the gentleman had gotten sick, severely sick. He had to have major surgery, and it looks like it's going to be a slow boat to recover. He's one of the residencies there. So I guess they had tried a couple different people there, and they just weren't happy with him. And so that's when Duke stepped in and he said, "You got to try my boy Jeffrey Dean out. He just said that I'm amazing." So they did, and I tried him out. I went in there and did it and killed it. And I think in the second song, the bar manager, second song, he said he turned around and called the owner, said, "Book this guy, book him." So it's so funny how things work out. I wrote that place off a year ago. I go, you know what? I'm forget about it. I got other places I can play down the hill, whatever. And then ironically, we met a wonderful couple, these music makers, and they live right down the road from us, and they're just cool people. And he referred me and said, "You're an idiot if you don't try this guy. This guy is first class." And I can't thank them enough for doing that for me. So that's what's going on there. So I got another steady gig. So I'm working twice. Usually I just work one day a week. But obviously in the summer it picks up. I work anywhere from 2 to 3 days a week. And then I got the big gig in Mammoth. That's awesome. Some of you guys that are on my Facebook, you probably saw the flyer that I posted up. It's the Mammoth Rocks and Mammoth Lakes in the eastern Sierras of the Sierra Nevada mountains. Matter of fact, this stage sets up at like 8,500 feet, so it's high. So I hope I can still sing. I don't pass out or anything. No, we're already acclimated, so it's all good. But yeah, it's a big concert they do there, and it's a weekend. It's Friday and Saturday of amazing tribute bands. And when you think about us solo artists, as we cover all the different artists back in the day, that's what we are. We're basically tributes. We're paying tributes to the artists that we do. So, but there's, obviously you've got your bands that just pay tribute to the Stones, Led Zeppelin, Leonard Skinner. You got those bands that do that, and that's why it's big business, and they actually make pretty good dough doing those tributes. But anyway, so yeah, they called and asked me. They actually did a couple years ago. A dear friend of mine, Mark, he always booked me at the Mammoth Rocks concert up there when I was living up there, and it's a big deal. And I would always open. When I had my band, we were actually we played there as well. And then I did one solo act with them, and it ended up being pretty successful. They probably weren't sure how it was going to go. We'll just use I was an opening act. I started at 4 o'clock. So, and that's the same thing here. So they want to do the same thing. I'm going to play an hour and a half. They're paying me good. They're putting me up room and board, and they've got a goodie bag for me, and so it's all going to be good. So I got that coming up August 24th. I will bring the camera. I will do a vlog of this special concert I'm doing. So that's coming up. Anyway, so basically, I just wanted to touch base, and I'm going to get to you guys next week. I'm going to talk about it. I think I'm going to add an effect to my chain that I use live, only because I want to use electric guitar and kick it up a notch. And I bought a couple effects processors that I have, and we'll break down, and I'll show you those guys next week on that. But basically, basically what I'm saying is for all the new guys that are getting out here and getting ready or prepping to become a solo artist and start playing in their region or in their town at the local bars or the VFW or the Moose Lodge or wherever you're going to play, it's for you guys that are starting off. It's also to remind the veterans that have been doing this for a long, long time. People, being a musician isn't about perfection, but we are perfectionists. So it's in our blood, right? We're perfectionists. Most musicians, most music makers are perfectionists, especially I deal with the original side too. So, and we'll get to that down the road. I'll do some vlogs on that. But yeah, so what I'm saying is it's not a matter of being a perfectionist. It's about passion. We having passion, because when you have passion in what you do, it's like I said, you've heard me say it a million times, it's in your blood. When I say it's in your blood, I'm talking about passion. It's a passion of ours that we can't get rid of, that we do. People, when you think about it, you got to remember this, even for the veterans, the old timers, the old music makers have been doing this for a long, long time. They're not here to see they're not there to see a perfect performance. That's not what they're there for. They're there to get a feeling. They want to feel something. And that's what we provide. We soothe the souls. It's a feeling, soothing the souls, reminiscing, going back in the day. Oh, I remember this song, sometimes it's bittersweet, and then sometimes it's just pure happiness. I remember this song. I was on Lake Titicaca swinging on a tire swing, and when that song came out, and I remember I was blasting that song at the lake, with the family and friends and stuff, so it's things like that. So they're like I said, they're not there to see a perfect performance. They're there to feel something, and that's what we provide, right? So I just want to close with that, because it's important to know that, especially during these crazy times right now, it's so fucked up right now. Clusterfuck 23. And then we're going to go into Clusterfuck 24 too. But this is the good news, is that I just enjoy seeing this administration constantly fail, and I enjoy watching them. I enjoy watching the onion being peeled back, and exposing for who they are and what they are. So that's kind of cool. I don't mean to get political, but it is kind of cool. So there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Things are going to get better. Prices will go down, but not right this second. It looks like we got another year or so until we get Mr. Fugazi out of office. But anyways, enough of that. But I just want to send my love out to you guys. Hey, listen, I don't mean to be political on this, but you can't ignore what's going on. If you want to stick your head in the closet, go right ahead. free country. You can stick your head in a closet and not worry about what's going on in the world. But the problem is that what's going on right now is affecting us music makers. Yeah, really. We have to travel. We have to buy gas. We have to pay our utilities. We have to pay our rent. We got to do, yeah, we have to buy food. We have to buy eggs for $8 a carton. Really? Okay, so enough of that. I love you guys all. Thank you so much for the support. There's some guys out there, and you know who you are, be giving me suggestions, and I got people that are even willing to help me, kind of help me step up my original songs and get those out there and see if we can get people, you know, hey, I'll be happy with, I'm not really looking for a record deal, you know, the business is not like that anymore. Really, it's getting a good publishing deal. It's probably better off just getting a good publishing deal and sell your music to somebody else, or, you know, whatever. But I mean, it's still alive, but man, it's a whole lot different than it was 30 years ago. A lot different. But that being said, you guys take care of one another and support one another. If you've got egos, leave them at the fucking door. Just go out and have fun. Have fun, because when you have fun on that stage, they're going to have fun. I guarantee you that. They will have fun. So that being said, ciao for now. I'll talk to you guys next week.